Hello. Welcome to my channel. I'll be talking about land titles in Nigeria. I belong to P1 Group. P1 is a big company that has established since 2012. P1 is now 13 years now, and it has over 71 affiliates that is working with P1. 70 companies merge with P1, and each of the affiliates they sell land with titles on it. So let's look at the definition of land titles. Land titles refer to the legal documents or instruments that show ownership, rights, or interest in land. These titles vary depending on the nature of ownership, the level of documentation, and the stage of regularization or development. Now, we are going to look at some of the land titles we have in Nigeria. Let's look at number one. We are all familiar with this number one, Certificate of Occupancy, C of O. My viewers, you need to know the land titles. Whenever you are purchasing a land from any company or the traditional owner of the land, like the Omunile, you need to know the title that is on that land. Let's look at number one, Certificate of Occupancy. Certificate of Occupancy is a legal document issued by the state governor or the state government that proves a person's right to occupy and use a piece of land for a time. Typically, the time could be 99 years for an individual, and for a corporate company, the government can give 35 years for a corporate company. Number two, right of occupancy, R of O. A right granted by a local government or federal government allowing someone to occupy land. It can be either, that is the right of occupancy, R of O. It can be either be a statutory or a customary. Let's look at the statutory of right of occupancy. The statutory R of O is issued by state governor, while the customary is issued by the local government, usually for a rural area. That is the right of occupancy. It could be issued by the local government of a particular area, most especially in rural area. That is the customary. And you can also, statutory also can be issued by the state governor or the state government of that particular state. Let's look at number three, deed of assignment. A deed of assignment is a document that transfers ownership of land from the seller to the buyer. Deed of assignment, look at it, a document that transfers ownership of land from the seller to the owner. That is, if you buy a land, the seller will give you a deed of assignment to transfer the ownership of his own name to your own name. That is what the definition is trying to tell us here. That deed of assignment is a document that transfers ownership of land from the seller to the buyer. And let's look at the importance of deed of assignment. The importance says it details the history of the land and the new owner's legal right to the property. It must be registered with the state land registry. the importance of deed of assignment. That's the importance of deed of assignment. It details the history of the land and the new owner's legal rights. The new owner legal right to the property. It must be registered with the state land registry. So after the lawyer must have given you the deed of assignment, or let's say the buyer must have given you the deed of assignment, it needs to be taken to the registry so that it will be registered. For it to be registered, take it to the registry, to the land registry, to register the deed of assignment. So that is deed of assignment. Let's look at number 4, deed of conveyance. What is deed of conveyance? An older form of land title used before the Land Use Act of 1978. That means the deed of conveyance has been, people have been using it before 1978 Act came in. And we look at the importance. Let's look at the importance. The importance of deed of conveyance. It still remains valid for lands acquired before the act came into force, showing full ownership. Deed of conveyance also showed the ownership of the land. That, oh, you are the owner of the land. I purchased this land from Mr. A, and you have the right owner of that land. That is deed of conveyance. It's also recognized. Number 5, deed of sublease. Lease is to give out a land or a property for a certain period of time for you to renew it. That is the lease. So let's look at for a longer years. So let's see the definition of lease. Deed of sublease, a document where the lease holder of a land lease it to another person for a specific period with or without government consent. Without government consent. That means the owner will give you a specific period of time to make use of the land without the governor's consent on it. And we look at it's common in estates where developers sublease land to buyer. It's common in estates where developers give sublease land to buyers. Let us look at number 6, land purchase. Land purchase receipts. Land purchase receipt. Let's look at land purchase receipt. A receipt is given to a buyer after payment for land. A receipt is given to a buyer after payment for land. If you buy a land, you need to ask for your receipt so that it will be the first document that is being given to you. It's a contract between you and the seller. The contract between the buyer and the seller. It's a contract document. So you need to ask for your receipt. And let's see the importance of receipt. A receipt is not a title, but it's a crucial supporting document. A receipt is not a title, but it's a crucial supporting document, especially when obtaining deed of assignment or C of O. You will use your receipt to get the deed of assignment and also to get some other documents from the government. That is receipt. It's not a document but it's a crucial supporting document, especially when obtaining deed of assignment. Let's look at number 7, survey plan. What is survey plan? A technical document that shows the boundaries, size, and location of a land parcel, prepared by a registered surveyor. Automatically, when you buy a land, your surveyor is going to do the survey plan, giving you the particular area you bought and the land size of the land you bought. That is your survey plan. Let's see the importance of survey land, survey plan. It's required for registration and title processing. You can use your survey plan to require a registration and also a title processing. That is, you can use it to acquire your title, your land title processing, and also for your required registration. You use your survey plan for it. Number 8, governor consent. What is governor consent? Sometimes if you want to buy a land, you see the title on it, they say governor's consent. So what do they mean by governor's consent? Let's look at it. It's a legal approval from the state governor for the transfer of land rights from the party to another party. I say it again. A legal approval from the state governor for the transfer of land rights from one party to another. That is the governor's consent. That means the governor has already given an approval to the particular title document you want to have. So if you want to buy a land and there is a governor's consent, this is what it means of governor's consent. Let's look at the importance of governor's consent. Required for registration and title processing. Required for registration and title processing. Let's see. It's required under the Land Use Act for any land transaction after the initial grant of right or C of O. It's also required under the Land Use Act for any land transaction after the initial grant of rights or C of O. Number 9, accession. What is accession? At times you might want to buy land and they will say, oh, the title on this land is accession. So what is accession? Let's see the accession. A process by which government release a portion of land to indigenous people or communities, removing it from government acquisition. This accession means, let's say in a particular village or area, the government will go to the traditional owner of the land, which is typically called Omonile. They will tell them, okay, we are giving you from this side to this side. So that means the Omonile is going from the particular area the government is giving to them to a particular portion which the government is giving to them. And the government, that land will not have any accusation on it. That means the government will not come back to that land to say, oh, we are going to demolish all the houses that is here. But there is one condition in this accession in Nigeria. If peradventure there is a road that is passing the land, a major road that will serve the